You saw it coming, didn't you? The closed-door meetings, the sudden strategic alignment conversations, your boss being just a little too nice lately, and then the email. We're excited to announce that Brad has been promoted to senior director. Brad, who started 3 years ago, who you trained, who still doesn't know how to work the conference room projector. You sit at your desk. You craft the congratulatory reply. Congrats, Brad, well deserved. You hit send, and something inside you just cracks, not breaks, cracks, because this isn't the first time. And at 54, you're starting to wonder if there's going to be a next time. If you've been passed over for a promotion, especially if you're over 50, especially if it went to someone younger, less experienced, with better energy or fresh perspective. You know this feeling. It's not just disappointment, it's the quiet terror that whispers, maybe they're right, maybe I am past my prime, maybe I am less than. The Stoics would tell you, you're not less than, but you are at a crossroads. And what you do next will define your character more than any promotion ever could. Let's be honest about what just happened. You got passed over. Maybe it was fair. Maybe the other person really was better suited. Maybe they brought skills you don't have. Or maybe, and let's just say it, maybe it's because you're older, because they wanted someone hungry, someone with runway, someone who doesn't remember when people actually answered their desk phones. Age discrimination is real, and it's almost impossible to prove, because nobody says, you're too old. They say, we're looking for fresh energy. We need someone who can grow with the role. It's about culture fit. You've got gray hair and they've got a hoodie. Now here's where the Stoics come in. Not to tell you to just get over it. Not to gaslight you into pretending it doesn't hurt, but to help you separate what's real from what's story, what you control from what you don't, and most importantly, how to move forward without losing your dignity or your mind. Because Marcus Aurelius knew what it was like to be overlooked. Seneca was exiled twice by people less competent than him. Epictetus was a literal slave passed over for freedom for years. They didn't just survive being passed over. They built philosophies that outlasted empires. Let's talk about how. First, let's do the thing nobody wants to do, separate facts from feelings. Here's what happened, just the facts. You applied for or expected a promotion. Someone else got it. You're still in your current role. That's it. That's the objective reality. Now here's the story you might be telling yourself. They think I'm too old. I'm never going to advance. I wasted years here for nothing. Everyone thinks I'm a failure. I'm invisible. Epictetus would stop you right there and say, you're mixing what happened with what you're imagining happened. And imagination, unchecked, will destroy you faster than any missed promotion. Here's the Stoic practice, strategy number 1, the Epictetus Control Audit. Grab a piece of paper, 2 columns. Left column, what I know for sure. Right column, what I'm assuming. Left column might say, I did not get the promotion. Brad got it. I have been here longer than Brad. Right column might say, they think I'm too old. Everyone pities me. I'll never get promoted now. This means I'm not good enough. Now look at that right column. You don't actually know any of that. You're assuming it. And assumptions become beliefs. And beliefs become prisons. Here's what you do control, and this is the only list that matters. How you respond to your new boss. Whether you stay or start looking elsewhere. How you talk about this to yourself and others. Whether you let this define your worth. Your effort and character in your current role. That's it. That's the list. Everything else. Not your problem, not your control, not worth your mental energy. Epictetus said, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. You didn't get the promotion. That happened. Now what's in your power? Strategy number 2, the Seneca Worth Inventory. Seneca was one of the wealthiest, most powerful advisors in Rome, and then he was exiled, stripped of titles, sent away by people who couldn't match his intellect. And in exile he wrote, a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a person perfected without trials. Here's what he knew. Your worth is not your title, but we forget that, especially in corporate America, especially after 50. Because for 30 years we've been conditioned to believe promotion equals worth. Title equals value. Corner office equals mattering. And when you don't get the promotion, it feels like the company just announced to everyone, you don't matter. But that's not what happened. What happened is, you didn't get a different job title. Here's the Seneca practice. Write down, physically write what you're actually good at, not your job title, your skills, your character, your value. Examples. I am the person who trains new hires without resentment. I am the one who solves the problems no one else wants to touch. I have institutional knowledge that saves this company time and money. I show up with integrity even when it's not recognized. I am reliable. I am steady. I am skilled. Now ask yourself Seneca's question. Does any of that change because I didn't get a promotion? No, it doesn't. Your value is intrinsic, not assigned, not granted by a manager in a performance review, not dependent on a title. You were valuable last month. You're valuable now. The company's failure to promote you is about their priorities, their politics, their strategy. It is not a referendum on your worth. Seneca would say, a man's worth is no greater than his ambitions. If your ambition is to be excellent at what you do, you're already succeeding. The promotion, that's just external validation. And external validation is not the same as actual value. You are not your title, you never were. Strategy number 3, the Marcus dignity decision. Here's the hardest question, and Marcus Aurelius faced it constantly. Do you stay or do you go? Do you keep working for people who passed you over? Do you report to Brad, who you trained? Do you smile and pretend it doesn't sting every time someone calls him boss? Or do you start looking, update the resume, reach out to old contacts, start the exhausting process of job hunting in your 50s? There's no universal right answer, but there is a Stoic answer. Whichever path lets you keep your dignity. Marcus wrote, if it's not right, don't do it. If it's not true, don't say it. So ask yourself, can I stay here and do excellent work without resentment poisoning me? Can I report to my new boss with professionalism and without bitterness? Can I contribute meaningfully, or will I just be quietly counting days until retirement? If the answer is yes, you can stay with dignity, then stay. Not because you're defeated, because you're choosing character over ego. But if the answer is no, if staying means swallowing resentment every day, if it means shrinking yourself, if it means bitterness is turning you into someone you don't respect, then it's time to go. Not in anger, not in revenge, in dignity. Here's the Marcus dignity decision framework. Ask yourself 3 questions. 1. Can I do my job well here without resentment eating me alive? 2. Am I staying out of strength or out of fear? 3. 6 months from now, will I respect the choice I'm making today? If you can stay and respect yourself, stay. If you can't, start planning your exit. Quietly, professionally, with your head up, because leaving isn't failure. Staying in a place that diminishes you is. Marcus didn't quit being emperor when things got hard, but he also knew when to let go of battles that couldn't be won with dignity intact. Your dignity is not negotiable, not for a paycheck, not for benefits, not for comfort. If you can keep it and stay, stay. If you can't, go. But whatever you do, do it as a choice, not as a reaction. Here's what I need you to hear. Being passed over hurts. It just does, especially at 50 plus, especially when you've given years to a place, especially when it's someone younger who got the nod. The Stoics won't tell you it doesn't hurt. They'll tell you, don't let it define you. You are not your job title. You are not your company's org chart. You are not the promotion you didn't get. You are your character, your skills, your integrity, your ability to show up tomorrow and choose how you respond. Epictetus was passed over for freedom for decades, and he became one of history's greatest teachers. Seneca was exiled by lesser men, and he wrote letters that still change lives 2,000 years later. Marcus ruled an empire and was constantly undermined, and he wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This is standing in your way. Now what becomes the way? Maybe it's staying and proving your value without needing a title. Maybe it's mentoring the next generation without resentment. Maybe it's leaving and finding a place that sees you. Maybe it's redefining success entirely on your terms, not theirs. But whatever it is, it starts with this. You are not less than. You were passed over. You were not diminished. If this helped, if you felt a little less invisible, a little less than, be grateful if you'd subscribe. This channel is for those of us navigating the second half of work life, where the rules changed and nobody sent a memo. We're here every week with philosophy that actually helps. And if you know someone who just got the congrats to Brad, email, share this. Sometimes the most stoic thing we can do is remind each other. Your worth is not up for vote. Tomorrow you're going to walk into that office or log into that Zoom, and you're going to do your job, not because you got the promotion, because you have character. And character doesn't need a title. See you in the stillness.